Hello, this is Jilinda and I'm down here at my rocks again, my favourite place to do the on the rocks reflections videos that I do at the end of each month. So we've just ticked over into November. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here and I've spent the weekend reflecting on what has been the month of October, which are the sort of things I like to do each month. I think it's really important to pause what's worked, what hasn't worked. What are the lessons, and for these videos, what are some of those lessons or key points that I can share with you to help others as well in how we continue to grow, continue to evolve, continue to take those lessons on board and make the changes that we may need to make. So this month, I've actually come across a couple of changes, a couple of tweaks. Last month I spoke about situational awareness and the 3 C's, curiosity, compassion, connecting around people and joining the dots in a more strategic environment. And that was my takeaway from September. But in October, I always knew it was going to be a very operational heavy month in the role that I'm doing. And it certainly was. I had a couple of major projects that we had in implementation phase, just getting them started, kicked off, all the things that goes with that. And a couple of really big people management priorities that were quite time consuming. So I've come away at the end of October and particularly Friday coming home last week, I just felt really time poor. Just trying to get everything done within a desired time frame sometimes feels impossible. It's often the recipe for overwhelm and burnout. And I was really feeling that because most of October it's been very rare for me to get the evening bus home before the 6:30 or 7 o'clock one. And I know they go every half hour, so it's so easy to stay that extra half hour and just do a bit more. And I also know from previous experience that is the recipe of burnout and feeling like you're in overwhelm and trying to do more and more each day. So my reflection for the month of October is a very much a self-management focus, a reflection if you like, and a refocus on what are the things that are important. Because I know I'm not time poor, I've got the same 24/7 as everyone else has. I'm just making a couple of poor priority choices. And that's a little bit of an aha moment for me because I speak about this stuff. And I needed to just reflect again on what I need to sustain a successful, impactful, meaningful life for me, which is all about life balance. Not work-life balance, because work-life balance is not possible. Work is just one component of your life where we are looking for life balance on the things that actually make us happy, make us feel like we are actually having a purposeful and impactful life. So I was reading a Nora Roberts quote just recently, and just me paraphrasing it is kind of like the key to a successful life is not to be afraid of actually failing, not to be afraid of saying no or not yet or not now or it's not a current priority of mine, or even it's not working for me, we need to change stuff. And her thinking on that is, balls bounce or they break, but either way, we have to sometimes drop those heavy balls. So I just recently put up a post with a meme on it that talks about, sometimes we've got to drop those heavy balls and they will either be made of rubber and bounce, or made of plastic and bend a little, or be made of glass and break. And all of that's okay because there's some stuff that we sometimes can't predict or control. We just simply have to go with what works for us in making sure we can design a life that has the balance in it that we need to sustain that so we don't burn out. So on that, this month I have dropped a few balls, and deliberately so. I've been choosing which ones work for me, which ones don't, so that I can recreate that life balance and making sure that I'm not breaking the life balance ball. And that's about making time for joyful experiences. Last weekend I went down to Brisbane. I went to a conference around ageism and one of my passions. Met family, spent some time with family. That was nice. I need to schedule more time in for my passion projects, which includes my book writing. And I need to focus on what are my long-term goals. So right now, doing this particular contract that is quite heavy and requires a lot of my time and my thinking around it, that's not forever. That's just in the moment, and knowing that we need to focus on what's the long-term goals around what do I need to do around my writing, my speaking, my research. So it's really doing a reset on how I schedule the things that are important for me, especially as I plan out my Christmas break and what is 2025. I think the key point I'd like you to take away from this is balance just doesn't fall in your lap. Life balance is not something that you find or you wake up and suddenly it's there. It's actually something you create, and it's important when it's not there to change some things and recreate it so that it is. So until next time, I hope that you are having a great November and starting to think about your planning for the next couple of over the next couple of months for next year. And in that, look at your life balance. What are some of those balls you can drop? What are some of the things that you really don't need to be doing, so that you can focus more on the things that give you that joyful, impactful, meaningful life? Have an awesome November, and I'll talk to you again at the end of November or early December. And I'm looking forward to a restful break, as I'm sure a lot of people are this year. So bye for now.